Joyous Rising family. This is Dr. Kia. This is Sunday, January the 23rd, 2022. And it's actually the day before my dad's heavenly birthday. So my dad transitioned in 2012, and it's been 10 long years. So, I'm always kind of solemn around this time, but I'm very grateful to be alive and happy to have my dad watching over me. Well, I haven't been around for the past few days because I've had family here from out of town. I do have a loved one who is in a hospital currently, so he is recovering from illnesses. He had several illnesses, and this is not a good time to be sick, as you all know, with that C word going around. On top of having certain issues, can be very, very challenging. But I asked you all to send me your positive thoughts and wonderful healing vibes a few videos ago, and you did that. So I have good news to report that my loved one, although he is in critical care, is recovering. So thank you, family, my soul family. I love you so much. It is very important to have family around, and that's what I want to talk about today is the importance of family. Family feeds and nourishes your soul. Family helps you to feel support and love. It gives you a sense of well-being, and it allows you to feel like you have a place in this world. So I strongly encourage us to do whatever it takes to be surrounded by family and love and support. So my loved one is actually my children's father. He and I are not married, but we stay very good friends, best friends. And I hear people say things like, if you have a relationship with your former spouse, it's not a good idea, that you won't be able to date, that other men won't understand. And I'm here to dispel that myth because when you have an abundance mentality, and this is something that I talk about often, when you have an abundance mentality, you understand that there's enough love and joy and comfort and peace and family warmth for everybody, or for at least for those who resonate on your frequency. So I've been a very, very critical part of my children's father's life. And in fact, I make some major decisions in the family. And he has, children by, another woman whom I love. She's a good woman. And those children consider me a very important part of their lives. I consider myself a very important part of their life. So I have four, and he had four outside with another woman. And so to me, I have eight. Plus, I was married before, and that gentleman has a son that, I was in his life too. So I consider him my son. So I have nine children. And I just want to say love is so important. People will say to me they don't know how I could still love a former husband. And these are Christians that say things like that, or how I can still be kind and nice and still be a part of, his family, and he would be a part of mine. And I think that's a tragedy that people don't understand the power of love. Love isn't something that has to be sexual. Love is something that transcends boundaries. It transcends skin color. It transcends marital status. Love is beautiful. It's powerful. And even his children's mom and I, like, we've had dinners together, and we've seen sales together in the past. We would tell each other, she would bring me fruits and vegetables from the farmer's market. And it hasn't always been, you know, cohesive and, happy, but we've worked through these things because it's so important for the children's sake and for the emotional well-being of everybody involved. So, and I've even dated, or been courted by gentlemen who understood that my children's father, who happened, who have suffered like many illnesses throughout the years, they've understood our relationship, and they said, well, I know when his children were younger, I know he's raising younger children. So let's go to the market and get the family some food, and let's get them some books. Let's help so the burden wouldn't be so great upon him. And I've had gentlemen friends who've helped me transport my children's dad if he needed to go to the hospital. And this is just the power of love. And that's what I want to explain to us today. The power of love is amazing. Charity, love doesn't hold grudges. You know, you may have some bad feelings at a point, but you work through them. It transcends hurt. It transcends pain. Love is amazing. Love will compel you to communicate and learn the communication skills that I've even expressed on my channel. Love will help you to resolve issues. Love is amazing. And I just wanted to say that today that, I'm on my way to the hospital. My eldest son is with me. I had this week, I've had all of my children. All of my children are my former husband's children. So there were like 8 children together, and one of my daughter and her companion and grandchildren. It was just a wonderful time. So I wasn't on YouTube as much because family is important. On social media, sometimes I have to get off because I see people saying things like, if you are a mother, you need to understand the wife comes first, and, you need to learn your position, and things like that are very, very disparaging to mothers who have a close relationship with their children and who love their children. I don't resonate with that type of frequency. I think some of these young ladies need to have some respect for the elders and the mothers in their children's lives. I don't like this new way of doing things where people don't want family, the mothers and fathers involved. In my family, my children's father and I were very involved. Even though their father has been sick, I have been a spokesperson for this family. I am the matriarch of this family, and anybody who has an issue with that probably won't last long. So I think that women who have a problem with mother-in-laws and father-in-laws and extended families, I know that we live in a world that has allowed that type of competition, but it's not healthy. So I would encourage us to do the best we can to get along, because if you don't try to get along with in-laws and extended family members, it could be very, very challenging in the future. It's hard for the son, it's hard for the daughter, and so it's just not something that I allow in my family. It's not a good look for somebody coming into the family to try to change the fabric of the family or interject hatred or competition, or, there's enough love for the mother and the in-law, for the father, for the children, for the grandma and grandpa. When you have an abundance mentality, that means you're positive and there's a surplus and there's enough for everybody. So having said that, I'm on my way to the hospital with my eldest son, and we're going to check on his dad and have a conversation with the doctors and the nurses and the full team. I'm very, very active in the medical decisions of my family, even my former husband, and I will be in contact with his children's mom, maybe through the children, or maybe contact her, but she's not been feeling well, just to let her know too what's going on. And I just have enough love. I don't have hatred in my heart. I believe in correcting things. If I have certain feelings that are not healthy, then I check myself. And I say that all the time. If you judge yourself, no one else will have to judge you. It doesn't make me a saint per se, or somebody that, is, different from most people. Maybe I could be, but I just believe in the power of love. And I just believe in being that example of Christ on the earth. That's what I believe Christianity should be about, is having a Christ consciousness, having a great awakening and a radical mind change that's different from the world. A mind that believes in love and the power of joy and peace and communication and family and cohesiveness and positivity. So that's who I am as Dr. Kia Pruitt. You will get to probably know me a little bit better as you continue to be a part of my soul family. I love you so much. I wish I could go on, more, but I really need to get to the hospital and I'm an advocate, so I'm not a big fan of hospitals, but I do have medical professionals in my family, and I work for a medical school as a counselor and advisor and as a program director, and I taught medical students. So I can't really say I don't like the medical profession. I just have I would like to interject some holistic modalities, and I have respect for the doctors and nurses. So that's why I'm going to have a meeting with them. And I encourage you all to be very active, read and study and research, but also communicate with your team if your loved one is in the hospital, and do the best you can to, heal them at home with remedies, some home remedies. I love my herbs. My children are really into holistic medicine. Something had happened where my loved one actually was transported to a hospital because he was out, and some decisions were made, and so I had to reverse some decisions. And speak up, and my children are very active too. So we have family meetings, we make decisions together, and we have discussions with the medical professionals. So I didn't want to come in as an enemy, I just wanted to let them know where I stood, and they respected my wishes. So I praise God for that, and praise the ancestors for having a team that listened to my concerns, with this whole C word going around. I wanted to make sure my family was safe, and I wanted to make sure that the hospital was following policy and guidelines and doing what's in the best interest of the family. I'm very blessed to be in the state of Florida. It's a free state. So, of course, I quoted my Governor Ron DeSantis. I hope I can say his name because, some of these platforms are not free. They don't believe in freedom of speech. But family, let's do the best we can to share love and joy and peace. If you have problems, try to rectify those problems quickly. There is enough love for in-laws. There's enough love for, exes. And I don't use the word ex often. I say former. There's enough love. Do the best you can to get along. In my family, that's very, very important. And if you are not the type of person who know how to get along with me, you probably will have a hard time in this family because I am the matriarch and I'm very easy to get along. I believe in order. I believe in cohesiveness. I believe in peace. I believe in love, and I believe in communication. And that's something that I have interjected into my children's lives. And some people who want to date or court my children, sometimes they don't understand the power of family and how close we are because every family is not like that. And I am respectful in my family, if my children are dating or courting others. But some people aren't raised to be respectful. And some people think that in-laws, you have to be an enemy with your in-laws. Unfortunately, I don't understand that. When I was with my former husband, my mother-in-law said, just because you guys have issues or divorce means nothing to me. You will always be my daughter. You will always be my family. And I've had the same mentality. My grandmother had the same mentality as well. So I encourage you to do the best you can. Sometimes it's not possible, but make it possible. Make it happen. Make your family cohesive. Be that voice in your family of reason. Raise your children to love and support each other and to take care of their parents. And if a person comes into the family and they cannot get with that, then that person may not be fit for your family. You heard that from Dr. Kia Pruitt. I said what I mean, and I meant what I said. I'm not mean. I mean it. Peace. I'm out. Send me positive thoughts on my way to the hospital. I love you. Stay lovely. Mwah.